Hi, this is Sir RJ and welcome back. So today we are going to talk about importing and exporting three-dimensional objects. Do you know guys that there are lots of different 3D modeling application softwares? There is AutoCAD, we have SketchUp, and the bottom line here is they all create 3D objects, but they cannot open each other's files. Imagine there are millions of CAD users worldwide, and each of them use their own preferred application software. But the good thing about this is to promote collaboration, there is what we call importing and exporting. So we can try now to import and later on export some 3D objects. So to import, let's click File, and then we will press Import. And then you will be able to see here that there are lots of different file types that can be imported. And some of the file types may be familiar to you, like for example, JPG, PNG, BMP, PSD. If you may have realized, these are 2D application tools. So they are 2D objects. Let's try importing a PNG. So I have a file here. I did this using Paint. So if I import this, the question is, will, will we be seeing a 3D object? So actually the answer is no. We can only see a two-dimensional object because the application that I created this on is Paint. It's only in 2 dimensions. So what you are seeing now is just a plane of the object. Now let's try to import a 3D object. I've downloaded one over the internet and it is a 3ds file. There are lots of 3D objects over the internet. If you want to download them, you may do so. You just have to check if SketchUp can import those files. So let's try importing one. So as you can see, it is a 3D object of 20th Century Fox. It's cool, right? And let's say you want to edit this, you actually cannot edit it right away because it is grouped. Any object that is imported will always be grouped. So what you can do is right click and then explode. And then you will see that there are still subgroups. So just pick a segment that you want to edit and then you explode it again. Just keep on exploding until it can be edited. So there we go. This one is the smallest unit, I think. Yeah, because you can see that the plane can be selected. Nice. Okay. So let me just take this all out. Actually, we can export this. If you've edited it, you can save it as a SketchUp file. By the way, a SketchUp file, if you haven't realized it yet, if you save it, the file extension is .skp, and you have the option to save it to different versions of SketchUp. The only thing you have to remember here is if you, for example, you saved it as SketchUp 2014, you cannot open SketchUp files which have a higher version than what you have. So you saved it as 2014. Another person has SketchUp version 2014. So he can open your file. But if his SketchUp is version 2013, he will not be able to open the file you have saved. Let's try creating our own 3D object and export it to a different file. So let me just create an object, and I have no idea what kind of object I will do. I'll just uh, do whatever. Okay, something like that. And let me add a texture. Okay. So let us save it as a different file by using export. So click File and then Export. You have the option now to export it in 2D or 3D. Of course, if you export it in 2D, what you will be saving is what you can see on the screen. But if we export it as a 3D model, let's try exporting it as an OBJ file. So, new object. Let's save it as new object and click export. Now, to prove my point earlier that there are other application softwares that can edit or even view a 3D object, Windows actually has a 3D viewer, particularly Windows 10. So we can use this to open our exported file. So this is a new object. Let's open it. And there we go. That's our object. If you are asking what happened to the skin, why are we only seeing white? Sometimes textures are not saved uh, with certain file types. Okay. Moving forward, we can also use import to import SketchUp files, because when we open a file, if you have already realized, it will overwrite the previous file that you have. But if you import, it means that you are adding a 3D object into your file. So let's try importing this one. If you can see, I've already imported it, but it is very, very small. So let us use the scale tool and enlarge the object. So I hope you learned something new from me today. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.